Namaskar, good morning all of you. I'm Professor Dr. Prakash Vekaria, the chair in this session, and I'm very happy that I am honored by giving the opportunity to share my views as an expert faculty in this session. I would like to thank Team Vedant Knowledge Systems, and specifically Dr. Arjun Dave. In this session, we have in all 9 different papers focused on Viksit Bharat Abhiyan run by the government of India, and I am happy I have gone through all of these papers for the last few days, and I will share my comments and reviews one by one now on. The first one is written by Indrani Sengupta. She is assistant professor in the Presidency College, Bangalore, and the title of her paper is Encouraging Women to Become Financially Independent and Investigation on Indirect Laborers. She has wonderfully focuses on the problems of women laborers, and the objective of her study is to how financially independent they are and how can they contribute and make themselves empower. There are 5 factors identified by her in this paper. She has also given details about Vedic period, post-Vedic period, modern period, and pre-independence period, post-independence period. So this paper in all focuses on the conditions of women in India right from the beginning, and what can be done to empower them. So she has tried to focus on all these issues brilliantly, and the objectives is sought quite meaningfully. She has analyzed factors influencing the financial independence of women among the indirect laborers working in higher education institutes in North Bangalore. Our Honorable Prime Minister has confirmed that our Vedas and customs have called for women to be able and capable of leading country. So this paper is quite fruitful, and I congratulate her for this paper. Next paper is by Dr. Puja Srivastava. She is assistant professor in the Department of English, Srinath University, Jamshedpur, and the title of her paper is Vision of Blue Sky, Hopeful Prospect of Hierarchy. And she has taken this novel and how the nation provides opportunity to every citizen to envisage towards the country. The novel Animal Farm by George Orwell aptly tells about the consequence of absolute power, loss of ideology and corruption in the society. In the novel To Kill Mockingbird by Harper Lee also reflects social impartiality on the ground of color and race. She has raised some issues like portrayal of inequality and class. Both these novels have cleverly portrayed the need of proper maintenance of hierarchy in the society so that equality can be maintained in class. The aim of the conference that caters towards the imagination of developed Bharat can be achieved through the administered hierarchy by every individual and maintenance of civil obedience. So in this paper, Dr. Puja Srivastava has quite rightly focused on the contemporary issues, and I'm happy that it serves the importance and the significance of this seminar. I would like to congratulate her for this wonderful paper. Next paper is written by Daya Vaghani, and the title of the paper is Biotechnology and Bioethics, Examining the Role of Science in Oryx and Crack and the Year of Flood. Science and technology have been pivotal in human progress, we know. The 21st century is marked by significant progress in biology, particularly in genetic engineering and biotechnology. In this paper, She has discussed an ethical viewpoint that influences technological advancement, which are influenced by the science and technology that is now accessible. There are many developments in biotechnology that are beneficial to humanity. She has rightly pointed out, but there is a darker element to technology. And the author Atwood remarks that Orange and Crack belongs to the realm of speculative fiction rather than conventional science fiction. So this particular novel highlights the necessity of making morally sound decisions that will affect both the future of humanity and to planet. This particular paper also directs and highlights the vision and the mission of our seminar, and I heartfully congratulate her for writing this paper. This paper is written by Ritu Bhalla. She is Assistant Professor, Verbal Ability Professional Enhancement Cell, City University. And the title of her paper is Fostering Ethical Leadership, the Indispensable Role of Spirituality and Moral Ethics in Nurturing India's Youth for National Development. This paper rightly offers practical insight for policymakers, educators and leadership development practitioners to cultivate ethical leadership among the youth. And it aims to shed light on the interplay between spirituality, moral ethics and ethical leadership in the Indian context. She has rightly drawn attention to their interconnectedness and their significance for the country's future. She has given two major points focusing on the title and the importance of the subject of the paper. They are definition of spirituality and moral ethics. Spirituality is a deeply personal and subjective concept that encompasses one's sense of connection to something greater than oneself. And the role of spirituality and moral ethics in nurturing ethical leadership is much more important. She has rightly highlighted this. In the Indian context, we know spirituality and moral ethics play a significant role in shaping individuals' values, attitudes, and behavior. In contemporary India, there is a shift towards more holistic and value-based approach to leadership. Organizations and institutions are increasingly recognizing the importance of nurturing ethical leaders who are not only competent but also compassionate and socially responsible. So, this particular paper focuses on the leadership and how we are lacking the right kind of leadership in the contemporary India, and what should we do to nurture our rich tradition. So I am happy that this paper is quietly focusing on our theme of the seminar, and I congratulate her for this paper. The next paper is written by Anshu from City University, and the title of her paper is Forging Trails for Women's Collective Empowerment. In today's complex and interconnected world, friends, we know women's empowerment cannot be viewed in isolation. It must be understood within the context of broader social structures and dynamics. She has raised certain points that women empowerment, drawing insights from diverse fields such as psychology, sociology, economics, and anthropology. How can be women's empowerment reimagined beyond their individualism? Viksit Bharat emphasizes the importance of partnership between government agencies, civil society organizations, businesses and communities to drive systematic change, we know. And that's why psychological empowerment, social empowerment, cultural and community empowerment are very much needed. So understanding psychological factors influencing women empowerment is crucial for developing effective strategies that promote their well-being and agency. Celebrating diverse cultural expressions of women empowerment is paramount in recognizing and honoring the unique contribution of women from various cultural backgrounds. So all these points are covered very well. And lastly, She has given some points. How can the minds of women are empowered? The role of education and knowledge are important. Education is universally acknowledged as a catalyst for societal progress and individual empowerment, particularly in the context of women advancement. And lastly, she has started out a course of holistic empowerment, future directions and call to actions. So this paper is very useful in this context when we are talking about women empowerment in the 21st century. So the Bharat of 2047 will not be much more powerful without women. So this paper is quite fruitful and I congratulate her for this paper. This paper is by Roop Kanwal. She is an assistant professor of English in the department Professional Enhancement Cell from City University. The title of her paper is Unveiling Self-Discovery and Resilience, Exploring Empowerment Through Mistress of Spices and the Palace of Illusions. This paper explores the theme of empowerment through the lens of contemporary Indian literature, focusing on two seminal works. They are Mistress of Spices and the Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee. So this is also about empowerment of women in current India. Women empowerment is not merely a contemporary concept, it is an imperative necessity in today's rapidly evolving world. It transcends the realm of financial independence, encompassing emotional and social autonomy as well. She has raised all these points quite successfully. The concept of Viksit Bharat, we know, encapsulates the collective vision for a nation characterized by progress, equity, and inclusive growth, wherein the empowerment of women stands as a milestone for societal development. These literary works offer valuable insights into the transformative potential of women's agency, thereby underscoring their indispensable role in shaping more inclusive and equitable society as there had been envisioned by Viksit Bharat. The Mistress of Spices, the writer masterfully crafts a narrative centered aund tale of a woman endowed with mystical powers, navigating the subtleties of love, duty, and empowerment. The Palace of Illusions offers unique retelling of the Hindu epic Mahabharata through the perspective of Draupadi, also known as Panchali. Draupadi's character in the novel is not depicted as a passive sufferer, constrained by his silence. Instead, she embodies a strong sense of agency and self-expression. As one faces the complexities of the modern world, it becomes increasingly essential to leverage literature as a tool for initiating dialogue and effecting positive change in alignment with broader societal goals. So this paper also focuses on the modern India and how it can be in the Viksit Bharat 2047. So I congratulate her for this paper. This paper is written by research scholar Mr. Faruk Salemamad Not. He is a PhD scholar in the Kutch University, and the title of his paper is Changing Representations, the Transformation of Female Leads in Hindi Cinema Towards Viksit Bharat 2047. This is quite interesting subject, as we know. This research explores transformation of old archetypes into more powerful and varied roles of female protagonists in Hindi cinema. And it also clarifies possible effects of these cinematic portrayals may have on influencing how people view women in a contemporary sophisticated culture as India moves closer to 2047. In Hindi cinema, the path of female protagonists has been a dynamic and transforming one, mirroring the complex fabric of societal shifts over several decades. Early Hindi cinema mostly showed women as iconic characters who embodied the values of sacrifice and commitment to family. This paper studies and shows how transposition of female protagonists in Hindi cinema goes beyond the screen to impact and mirror shifting society perceptions of women. As India moves closer to 2047, cinema industry both reflects and propels social change in the country. The stories that are written now are crucial in forming the story of women in India's development and in fostering a more complex, inclusive, and forward thinking social consciousness. The writer of this paper has been successful in focusing on how the transformation has been taking place in Indian Hindi cinema. The cinema industry faces challenges and difficulties in its journey towards a developed India 2047. He goes on saying how it will need to continue redefining the story of women to better reflect the values of equality, empowerment, and growth. So this paper is quite meaningful and brilliant, and I congratulate him for this paper. Last two papers are written in our national tongue Hindi, and this one is by Dr. Jambaben Chaudhari. She is from Saurashtra University, Rajkot, and the title of her paper, Vision 2047 भारत की संभावितता का अनावरण। आने वाले 25 वर्ष देश के लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होगा। जो लेखिका यहाँ पे कह रही है, मेरे पास 2047 में भारत के लिए एक बड़ा दृष्टिकोण है। हमें 2047 तक भ्रष्टाचार, गरीबी, बेरोजगारी, कुपोषण और निरक्षरता की समस्या को दूर करना होगा, और संभवित है कि भारत एक ऐसा भारत होगा जहां घर से लेकर सड़कों, कार्यस्थल, हर जगह महिलाएं सुरक्षित रहेगी। सभी के लिए समान अधिकार की संभावना और स्वतंत्रता होगी। आने वाले 25 सालों में हम भारतीय को उतना ही ताकतवर बनना होगा जितना पहले कभी नहीं थे। तो उन्होंने विज़न दिया है, एक विज़न 2047 है। उसमें हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी भारत को लेकर, विकसित देश के लेकर जो संकल्प देते हैं, तो किस तरह से राष्ट्रीय आय को आधार बनाकर विश्व बैंक दुनिया भर के देशों को 4 समूह में वर्गीकृत करता है। भारत अगर 2047 तक उच्च आय वर्ग वाले देशों में शामिल हो जाता है, तभी वह विकसित देश का दर्जा हासिल कर सकता है। यहाँ पे इस तरह से बहुत अच्छी तरह से बात रखी गई है। हाल ही में नीति आयोग के CEO BVR सुब्रमण्यम ने कहा है कि भारत को विकसित देश बनाने के उद्देश्य से विजन इंडिया 2047 दस्तावेज अंतिम चरण में है। यह नीति आयोग द्वारा तैयार किया जा रहा एक महत्वपूर्ण दस्तावेज है। तो क्या भारत एक विकसित देश बन सकता है या एक सपना मात्र है, या फिर भारत विकसित राष्ट्र बनेगा कि नहीं? इस दो प्रश्नार्थ के साथ इस पेपर को यहाँ पे समाप्त किया गया है। बहुत अच्छे ढंग से लिखा हुआ ये पेपर है। मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ और शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूँ। धन्यवाद। और इस सेशन का जो छेल्ला पेपर है हमारे पास, वो भी हिंदी में लिखा हुआ है, जो कि प्राध्यापक वाघेला साहब ने लिखा है, महेश कुमार जय वाघेला साहब, जो कि सहायक प्राध्यापक है सरकारी विनियन कॉलेज वल्लभीपुर में, और उनका विषय है विकसित भारत में हिंदी। विकसित भारत में हिंदी का महत्व विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में स्पष्ट रूप से दिखाई देता है। हम अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं कि हिंदी के माध्यम से भारतीय संस्कृति, साहित्य और विज्ञान के अद्भुत खजाने का प्रसार होता है। यह भाषा भारत के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में लोगों को एक साथ जोड़ती है और राष्ट्रीय एकता और बहुभाषिता के सिद्धांत को प्रोत्साहित करती है। तो इस भाषा के लेकर किस तरह से अन्य क्षेत्र में, जैसे इंटरनेट के इस युग में, हिंदी को वैश्विक स्तर पर मान्यता मिल चुकी है, या फिर हिंदी भाषा व्यापार के क्षेत्र में किस तरह से महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाता है, और व्यापार विश्व में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्रों में से एक है। हिंदी भाषा का उपयोग व्यापारिक संचार के साथ साथ विभिन्न उद्योगों में भी संचार के लिए किया जाता है। हिंदी साहित्य की पहुंच विश्व स्तर पर हो रही है। ये सारी बातें बहुत अच्छे ढंग से यहाँ पे कही गई है, जिसके विकास के कारण हिंदी साहित्य का अनुवाद विश्व के कई भाषाओं में किया जा चुका है। यह लक्ष्य हिंदी भाषा के बेहतर अनुप्रयोगों के कारण संभव हो पाया है। रोजगार के नए अवसर के साथ ही हिंदी भाषा लोगों को वैश्विक उपयोगिता बढ़ चुकी है। हिंदी भाषा का महत्व विकसित भारत के समृद्ध और विविध समाज के लिए अधिक उजागर होता जा रहा है। इसका उपयोग न केवल स्थानीय स्तर पर बल्कि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भी बढ़ रहा है। हिंदी भाषा की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका से देश अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों को प्राप्त कर सकेगा, ऐसा लेखक यहाँ पर विश्वास व्यक्त करते हैं। वो सही में अच्छा है। इस पेपर के लिए मैं उसको ढेर सारी बधाइयाँ देता हूँ और शुभकामना भी देता हूँ। धन्यवाद।